Hello, my beautiful kings and queens. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, I am Renee. I am a new grad registered nurse. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning on back. I know I have been missing. You guys are probably wondering what happened to me. Your girl is here. But today's video is just going over a life update of why I've been missing, because I have been MIA. But I just wanted to say Happy New Year's to everyone. Thank God for letting us see the beautiful 2023 for new opportunities, new growth, new success stories coming along in this journey of my life. And I thank you guys all for tuning on in. And if you are interested on knowing why I've been missing and what's going on in my life, keep on watching. All right, guys. So I got my hair done. If y'all want y'all hair done, I will leave a link to the young lady that did my hair on Instagram. She did my hair really good. These are knotless large braids that I wanted because I wanted to try something really different before we even begin this video. Shout out to her. She is Nez Styles. You guys will find her on Instagram, and I will leave the link underneath. She works really well with natural hair because my hair is 4C. I have 4C hair, which means I have really thick, coarse hair, and not a lot of stylists can manage with my hair, and she did a phenomenal job, like really phenomenal. So yeah, y'all get at her. So you guys are wondering, where are you working? Why haven't we seen you? But let me tell you guys. So as you guys know, I am a new grad nurse, so I am working in a residency program, and a residency program helps new grads transition into becoming a real nurse. So it's like nursing school all over again, but really you're working as a new nurse. You're getting the training, the hands-on training, the extra classes to help you to get your ACLS, your BLS, even though like you may have your BLS already, but you're advancing in learning so much all within a year span. So I have been working, drumroll please, on a medical surgical telemetry unit. So I mean, I thank God so much for the opportunity, and it has been a bit intense. Not really, because I remember I said I would never step foot on a med surge unit. But every time like I say something like that, like if I say I would never do this or I would never do that, God always shows me, baby girl, let me humble you. I'm about to put you where you said you would never ever touch your foot there for a valid reason. So I am working on a med surge telemetry unit. So with these patients who are in the telemetry unit, these patients are on a heart monitor. So before I even got accepted into working on the telemetry unit, I had to take an EKG exam, which is EKG stands for electrocardiogram, of basically in layman terms monitoring the patient's heart rate electrically, their electrical status, right? So of course we all know, new grads, we know the basics: sinus rhythm, sinus brady, sinus tach. We know AFib, A-flutter, the normal basics and what interventions that we need to do, what we need to do, right? What our responsibility is as a registered nurse. I had to take my exam. Being transparent, the first time I took the exam, I missed it by 1 point. Yes, I was sad, but then I did come back home and I studied and I took it the second time and I passed with flying colors. Because let me tell y'all, working as a telemetry nurse is not for the weak. It's really not for the weak, because of course you want to monitor the patient's electrolyte status, because I know that potassium, magnesium, these electrolytes can affect the patient's heart activity. It can affect the atrium, it can affect the ventricles. I love everything about the heart, so I'm grateful that I'm working on this unit at the same time. But at the same time, it's not for the weak, because learning how to read the EKGs, I'm getting better at them, but it's really not for the weak. Because I learned that with PVCs, you can't just say, okay, my patient has a premature ventricular contraction, which just means that there's an early sign of the ventricles sighting early. You would say, okay, you look at the patient's heart rate, you look at if there's an atrium, there's a ventricle, and let's say this is the patient's in sinus rhythm. The patient's in sinus rhythm with premature ventricular contractions. Okay, that's just one premature ventricular contraction. Let's say if there's two, right? But there's two in different areas. Okay, my patient has sinus rhythm with multi-Gemini premature ventricular contractions. A tongue twister, right? Tongue twister. Okay, first degree heart block. You don't just say my patient has a first degree heart block. Let's say they're in sinus Brady. Sinus Brady with a first degree heart block. Like, mind blowing, right? There's so much that I have been learning as a new grad, and you're learning in a short amount of time. Like, you're learning everything. Literally, you're trying to absorb everything in a short amount of time for your unit. But what's really important is I learned that knowing my hospital policy and knowing who are my resources as a new grad, of who I can call and who I can ask for help. But I'm so grateful. I'm not going to complain. I'm so grateful for what God has done for me. So the real reason why I've been missing, it's not because just of work, but because of the position that I was hired for. I was hired to work night shift. Yeah, I said it. Night shift. Mind you, I told God I will never work night shift. Every time I say never, the Lord humbles me and put me in the position, right? Because there's a valid reason why the Lord puts me there. So I am working night shift, even though I wanted day shift. They gave majority of the new grads in my residency program, we all work night shift. They said because senior nurses want day shift, and so they put the senior nurses on days and they put new grads on nights because it's a better opportunity for us to learn everything, and it's a slower pace, even though it's busy, but for you to try to observe everything and learn. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind working night shift at the moment. Hopefully, I'm praying God that they give me day shift. But I don't mind working night shift. It's just that night shift really does take a toll on your circadian rhythm, because now you're working the opposite of your circadian rhythm, which means while everyone's asleep, you're up. While everyone's up during the day, you're asleep. So me working my first night shift, guys, it wasn't bad working there because you're busy. You're literally busy. But when it starts to slow down around like 3, 4, your body is so tired. Your body is so tired. So I have to like get up and walk around, go round on my patients, check on them, making sure they're breathing, they're alive, and everything like that. But it's just like you're so sleepy. And then it starts to pick back up around 5 to 6 a.m. But driving back home is really dangerous. I noticed that. And then your sleeping is really like all over the place. So that's the main reason why I've been like missing, because I've been so sleepy. I haven't been like having the enough energy to just grab the camera and start recording. But that's no valid excuse for me to not achieve the goals that I had set for myself in 2023. Like literally, I now force myself to get up, go to the gym, pick up the camera, spend quality time with my family and friends, and of course, one of the main things, spend quality time with the Lord and take care of myself. I realize if I do not take care of myself, and here's a tip and advice to everyone, taking care of yourself is priority. How do I expect to take care of these patients if I'm not taking care of myself? Like, let's be honest. If I don't take care of myself, I can't provide the best quality care to my patients. And I learned that. So key thing is make sure you take care of yourself, Eve. And it's like, I'm so excited how I will be in 6 months from now as a new grad nurse, because I have 2 weeks left of night shift orientation, and then I'll be by myself. So I'm really nervous on how it's going to feel, how I'm going to feel being by myself as a new grad nurse. But I know that I'm never by myself. I always tell myself that I'm never by myself. I'm with the Lord. The Lord is with me. And every time I go in the hospital, I always pray before I even enter. And I pray that the Lord is always there with me. And trust me, the Lord is with me because He guides me in everything that I do, literally in everything that I do. And so far, I've been having a phenomenal time, learning so much, and I just thank God so much for everything. Like, I can't believe it. Every time I'm in the hospital and taking care of these patients, I'm like, God, like, I'm really here. Like, I'm really here, Lord, and I thank you so much. I thank you so much for this opportunity. But yeah, that's the life update, guys, of where I've been. And of course, your girl is, I'm here and I'm alive and I'm well. And I just hope that you guys continue on this journey with me. And I can't wait to see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching.